Okay, week 3, day 2. Let's have a look at these warm-ups. Starting with our reverse scorpion. So laying flat on our back with our arms out to the side. We're going to bring that leg across the body and try and touch the grounds, but only if we can keep those shoulders against the floor. So there's no point doing this if your whole arm and shoulders just coming off and you're touching and your torso is twisting. We want to make sure we're getting that big stretch of the glutes and our lower back. And eventually, if you keep doing this one, you will eventually be able to touch the grounds. Into our thoracic windmill. So laying on our side, top leg is bent and the bottom leg is straight. We are closing the hands together. We're going to reach forward, come up to 12 o'clock, open the palm up to the ceiling, go around to 9 o'clock, and then closing the book. And our last stretch is our child position into our cobra. So sitting on our feet, we're going to stretch out the lats. We're going to come forward. So our hands should be around about our armpits. And we're going to push our shoulders off the ground, keeping the hips touching. And we're looking up to the ceiling. Coming down flat on the floor and then gliding back into your child position. Just stretch out your lats and your shoulders. Coming forward, pushing off of the ground and looking up is going to help stretch out your hip flexors and your abs. Okay, round 1, 4 rounds, 20 seconds rest between each round, starting with your hamstring walkouts. So flat on our backs, we're going to go into our glute bridge, which is your bum off of the ground, and then we're just walking it out to make sure our legs are as straight as we can without our bum touching the floor, and then we're stepping back in. Into our pulse squats. So coming down squat position, we're going to touch the elbows to our thighs. We're going to pop up 3 or 4 inches, then back down again, touching the elbows to the thighs, and then all the way up. So if you want to make this one more difficult, you can put a backpack on with some weights in it, hold onto a weight in front of you, or if you've got kids, you can even just chuck a kid on you. That's always a good way of adding some extra weight even if you don't want it. And our Carl Lewis's. So we're in a sort of running starting position. So one foot, the front foot is flat, and the back foot, we've got our heel elevated off the ground, nice and close to that front heel. We're pushing up as high as we can, keeping that front foot flat on the ground and keeping the back foot heel off of the ground. We're pushing up nice and high and then collapsing all the way down, touching your bum to your heels. So round 2, another 4 rounds of 20 seconds rest between each round, starting with the standard conventional push-ups. So what we're aiming for here is to make sure our entire body is going down at the same time. So we should, when we touch the floor, our torso and legs should all be tapping the floor and then coming up in a nice straight line, okay? Your variation obviously on your knees, but the same principle, tucking your bum down and making sure your whole torso hits the floor at the same time. So we're getting a full range of motion with these push-ups. All right, onto our dips. So again, we're finding that platform that's around about knee height. Usually chairs are pretty perfect for this, or a couch. We're going to keep the fingers facing forward, hanging over the edge of the platform. We're dropping down, keeping your bum nice and close to the edge, so our back is almost running up against it. And we're keeping the elbows tucked back. Again, to make this one harder, just go down nice and slowly and up nice and quick. And finishing with some V crunches. So it's a reverse crunch and a crunch at the same time. So we've got our legs and arms out straight. We're just going to come our shoulders off of the ground and try and touch your toes at the top of the movement.